All right, now this very exciting archaeological update. The site where the Ark of the Covenant was known to have been stored in Israel for 2 decades is about to be excavated for the very first time.
Something incredible has just come to light. A discovery that could shift our understanding of ancient history and divine presence. According to recently declassified CIA documents, the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred container that once held the Ten Commandments, written by the very finger of God, may have finally been found. And this isn't some fringe rumor. This time, it comes from one of the most secretive and powerful intelligence agencies in the world. But before we dive deep into this mysterious revelation and the breathtaking clues that surround it, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. By subscribing, you won't miss any of our fascinating and faith-provoking content that connects the dots between ancient prophecy, archaeology, and modern-day wonders. Let's begin. For decades, the whereabouts of the Ark of the Covenant has remained one of the greatest biblical mysteries. Many believed it to be lost forever, hidden in time, or swallowed by the sands of history. But as it turns out, the truth may have been known, just hidden in classified files since December 5th, 1988. On that date, something remarkable occurred behind the closed doors of the CIA. A secret project called Project Star Streak conducted an advanced session of what they referred to as remote viewing. In simple terms, this was part of the CIA's extensive work in consciousness research, an attempt to use the human mind to see things far beyond physical boundaries. And during this particular session, something extraordinary emerged: the Ark of the Covenant. The document, now open to the public through the CIA's website, details the findings of an unnamed remote viewer, referred to only as viewer number 32, who seemed to witness, from a distance, a sacred container unlike anything ever seen. In that session, the viewer described a container within a container, crafted from wood, layered in gold and silver, shaped like a coffin, and decorated with what looked like angelic figures, seraphim. This perfectly aligns with biblical descriptions of the Ark, a chest made from acacia wood, covered inside and out with pure gold, and featuring 2 golden cherubim with wings stretched toward each other above the mercy seat. These details aren't new to Bible readers, but what shocked many was how the CIA's description, given without prior mention of the Bible, matched almost exactly with the biblical blueprint found in the book of Exodus. And yet, there's more. According to the report, this ancient artifact isn't sitting alone in a dusty cave. It's being guarded, not by humans, but by beings not of this world. For those of us grounded in Scripture, this isn't hard to interpret. The Bible tells us in Genesis that after Adam and Eve were expelled from Eden, God placed cherubim to guard the way to the tree of life. Could it be that these same angelic sentinels now protect the Ark? The documents don't specify the Ark's exact location, but there are clues. The remote viewer described the area as being in the Middle East, where Arabic is spoken, and noted the presence of dome-shaped buildings, possibly mosques. Many assumed this pointed toward Ethiopia, where traditions claim the Ark was taken centuries ago. But deeper research suggests something even more compelling, something rooted in Jerusalem. Some researchers now believe the Ark may be hidden directly beneath the Dome of the Rock, one of the most politically and spiritually sensitive places on Earth. And this isn't just speculation. It aligns with earlier findings from a man whose work has caused both amazement and controversy. Ron Wyatt. Ron Wyatt, an amateur archaeologist and passionate Bible believer, once claimed to have found the Ark of the Covenant in a cave directly beneath the place where Jesus Christ was crucified, on the very hill called Golgotha. According to his account, something miraculous happened at the moment of Christ's death. The Bible tells us that the earth quaked and the rocks were split. Wyatt claims that this split in the earth opened a path, allowing Christ's blood, shed on the cross, to flow down through a crack in the rock and land directly on the mercy seat of the ark below. As wild as that sounds, the story gains new credibility when compared with the CIA's documents. The idea that the ark is not only still intact, but actively protected by divine beings and hidden beneath a holy site where angelic presences still linger, matches both accounts in stunning ways. The CIA didn't just stumble across this information in some old tomb. They got there through technology that sounds like science fiction. Project Stargate, another secret initiative, involved training individuals to leave their bodies, spiritually or mentally, and observe distant places and times. These people, called remote viewers, claimed to experience visions outside of time, beyond space, and sometimes beyond this physical world. In one key session, 30 different people were used to hone in on a specific target, which was later understood to be the Ark of the Covenant. Their descriptions weren't vague or inconsistent. They saw a golden box guarded by beings of light, sitting under a dome, in a place where Arabic is spoken and Islamic structures dominate the skyline. These details didn't just come from imagination. They were consistent across multiple sources. Skeptics, of course, are quick to dismiss remote viewing. But what if this was more than an experiment? What if instead, this was the first time in modern history that technology intersected with spiritual truth? To many, Ron Wyatt's discoveries were too outlandish to believe. But one by one, the claims he made about Noah's Ark, the Red Sea crossing, and the Ark of the Covenant have drawn increasing support from researchers and theologians. When he explored beneath the streets of Jerusalem, he found a network of caves. He said he was led there by what he believed were divine instructions. Inside, he found a box. Not just any box, but the box, the one described in the Old Testament. And like the CIA's account, he too claimed that angelic beings were present, not metaphorical, but real. They stood guard, watching over the most sacred object from Israel's ancient history. They didn't speak, they simply watched. And like the CIA, Wyatt wasn't allowed to share everything. He took photos, he made drawings, but many of those never saw the light of day, either withheld by governments or lost to time. The evidence remains mostly in stories and fragments, yet the weight of it continues to build. If this is true, if the Ark of the Covenant has indeed been found and is being protected even now, what does that mean for us? Why hasn't it been revealed? Why does the government continue to keep its location a secret? Some say the answer is simple. The world isn't ready. The Ark isn't just a religious artifact. It is a direct physical connection between God and humanity. In the Old Testament, those who touched it improperly were struck dead. Entire armies were paralyzed in fear when the Ark appeared, and in the right hands, or the wrong ones, it could change everything. That's why, perhaps, it's being kept out of sight, guarded not just by men in suits, but by powers far greater. Could it be that we are living in the generation that will witness the return of the Ark? The book of Revelation hints at the Ark appearing in the final days, just before the return of the Messiah. And here we are, with governments hinting at it, with ancient prophecies aligning, and with technology now capable of revealing what was once invisible. We may be closer than we think. Stay alert, stay awake. And remember, some truths are hidden not because they are false, but because they are too powerful for the world to handle just yet. If you want to keep following stories like this, where faith meets fact and mystery meets miracle, don't forget to subscribe. We've only just begun this journey.